One day of practice is complete. We have some full observations about some things we observed during one day of practice. What did we learn about the Buckeyes after one day of practice during fall camp? We'll tell you right here on Locked on Buckeyes.
You are Locked on Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Buckeye fans? Welcome back to another episode of Locked on Buckeyes for the Locked on Podcast Network. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, also the host of the Jay Stevens Podcast. It is Friday, August 5th in the year 2022, and I want to thank you for making Locked on Buckeyes your first listen or first watch of every single day. On this episode of Locked on Buckeyes, we will discuss a certain exclusive group that earned a special honor from their performances during summer workouts. But first, the Buckeyes started fall camp a day ago, and we learned quite a few things about the Buckeyes during their first practice. Ohio State during fall camp, it's exciting. Training camp is underway. They'll soon put the pads on. They'll soon be thumping and hitting helmets, and we'll get more excited about some things that we will get to learn about the Buckeyes over the next few weeks. But one of the most important things to me during fall camp and during training camp is to look and get a report about the health of the team. Who is healthy? Who is not healthy? How are players that got hurt during last season right now? How has their rehab been? How have players that have been hurt quite a bit, very often, how are they looking right now? Well, as it stands right now, the only person that was not out on the field is the one individual that tore his ACL during the spring game. That is Mitchell Melton. Players such as Lathan Ransom, Mitch Rossi, Josh Fryer, Tyler Friday, those that were not able to practice or participate during spring practice were out on the field during fall camp. Julian Fleming had a great summer, really good with the summer workouts. Cam Babb, as Ryan Day stated, is, quote, 100%, end quote, regarding his health right now. This is huge. You want to start off fall camp with a high note, everybody jacked up, and also you also want everyone healthy. Right now, it looks like the Buckeyes are trending in that way. Lathan Ransom, who broke his leg during the Rose Bowl, he was out there practicing during day one of fall camp as well. Right now, there are no surprises or any changes to the projected starting offensive line for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Left to right, left tackle, Paris Johnson Jr., left guard, Donovan Jackson, center, Luke Whippler, right guard, Matt Jones, right tackle, DeJuan Jones. Ryan Day also stated in his post-practice presser that the Buckeyes offensive line, he has guys that fit the billing and the description and the look and the build of what an offensive line will be. Some length on the outside of tackle in Paris Johnson Jr. and DeJuan Jones. Some guys that are built like guards, a little thicker, can get a little bit of a leverage in Donovan Jackson and Matt Jones. You have a center who is built like a center, has the smarts of a center in Luke Whippler. That's the kind of sign that I would like to see in regards to right now. Are there surprises? What are said surprises? There are zero right now. There's also a little surprise. Now, some of the Ohio State writers that were at practice, they ended up tweeting out the roster for fall camp. You may have noticed at the bottom, a guy who normally wears number 98. At practice, he was wearing number 16, but on the bottom of the roster, where number 98 is, this person who was normally a kicker was listed as a cornerback, a CB. Surprising? Yes. But it's no surprise for him because he has played this position before. Jake Seibert wanted to try a new position. He played wide receiver and cornerback in high school, and he went to Ryan Day, discussed things with the coaches, and that's why he is out there with the corners right now during individual drills. Still a little weird that at this time, Ohio State is having a kicker that is working out with the corners, but these are the times we live in. It's a little bit of fun. I actually like that he's actually working at another position, as Ohio State has Noah Ruggles and then working on USC transfer kicker Parker Lewis. His eligibility has not been granted just yet. So there are two guys that are probably going to be at the top of the depth chart for the kickers. If Jake Seibert wants to play, maybe playing defense is a way for him to get on the field. Some of you might laugh. Hey, let's see how he does. He might wow you like he'll wow me once he gets on the field and plays that position. Last but not least, some observations from fall camp. The punt returners for the Buckeyes during fall camp. Right now, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Cam Martinez, Emeka Egbuka, and Caleb Brown. Also, Ryan Day said everybody was jacked up today. That's a direct quote from Ryan Day and how he observed what took place during the first day of fall camp. Remember how I discussed and highlighted how certain players won an award for their workouts during summer workouts? Well, I got 7 guys here. A couple names might surprise you, but I think it's going to be a highlight about things to come during the 2022 college football season. Who made this exclusive group? We'll discuss that next right here on Locked on Buckeyes. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in and get all the news on your favorite sports. Find all your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends happening today and the action as well. BetOnline, where the game starts. And so we all want to know, how were summer workouts? What took place during summer workouts? And who might get an award for their performance during that? But before I get to that, I want to highlight and remind everyone to check out the episode today. There's 2 episodes that came out today. This one's shorter than the one that came out at the same time as this one, as we are drafting the best Ohio State linebackers over the past 20 years. Jeff Hahn from the Off the Ball Network is back with us, kind of a way to celebrate the 20 years of success and winning Ohio State has had, and also to celebrate the 0-2 national championship win over the Miami Hurricanes as well. But this exclusive group, the title is Iron Buckeyes. The graphic that I saw describes an Iron Buckeye as unquestionable training, dedication, determination, discipline, toughness, leadership, and grind. There are 7 guys here. There are some that play offense, some that play defense. There are 0 guys that would be listed as specialists that are in this group. But some of the guys here that are listed, one I just mentioned, that's a guy who's 100%, who's battled quite a few of injuries, is on this. One guy who's coming off of an injury of his own is on this list. And I'm just going to sit here and say, to be a part of this group is exclusive, almost as exclusive as it is to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and even as exclusive as it is, because only one person can wear it, can wear the Block O jersey. We will discuss down the road who I think fits the Block O jersey here for the Buckeyes during this year. But the 7 Iron Buckeyes for the performances during summer workouts are Cam Babb, Tommy Eichenberg, Julian Fleming, Tyler Friday, Ronnie Hickman, Cade Stover, and Taliq Williams. Honestly, Stover's no surprise. He seems to me like he's a gym rat. Eichenberg, same thing. But to be a part, when you're as a group of, I think, 110 football players, I think 110 is the cap the NCAA puts on how many people can be on the roster. And then you have the 85 scholarship players. That's a more exclusive group. Then you have those that are starters. Then you have guys that are coming off of injury. And you have this group, 7 guys, 7 players that can be a part of this. Many of you love Taliq Williams. I think this is a sign of good things to come down the road. Cade Stover, who is trying to solidify that tight end 1 spot on the depth chart, I do think that this is a great sign of things to come for him as well. Maybe this translates to what we see from him in the passing game at Ohio State. Ronnie Hickman, who is going to be a leader on the defense coming after a 99 tackle season that he had last year. Ronnie Hickman on here. Want to talk about a leadership, a guy who you need as a leader in the back half of the defense. Ronnie Hickman fits this. Tyler Friday, Cam Babb, 2 guys that have battled injuries. Both had injuries last season. Keep grinding, keep working, keep ongoing. Then Eichenberg and Fleming. Fleming's the guy. If what CJ Stroud said at Big Ten Media Days, talk about you guys just don't know, y'all got something coming for y'all, y'all better just watch out and wait and see what's going to happen. This could be the start of great things for Julian Fleming at Ohio State, hoping the injuries are behind him and hoping that what's to come are things that we can love about Julian Fleming and Tommy Eichenberg. We talk about him in a battle to be the starting middle linebacker for Ohio State. Maybe, just maybe, this is a way for him to secure that spot. Now, some workouts are one thing. Those are not the end-all, be-all. You got to put it together on the field. And Eichenberg, I think he can do that, just that. He will do that this year for the Ohio State Buckeyes. We're out of here with this observation episode for your Ohio State Buckeyes after 1 day of fall camp. You can follow me on Twitter at jstevens07. You can also send all of your emails to jstevens317@gmail.com. We're out of here. Feel Good Hat on a Feel Good Friday. Out of here for the day. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy your time together. And before you know it, then Buckeyes will be on the field facing the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to kick off the Ohio State Buckeye football season.